And they also called me
Skid mark.
nipple hair,
Lame.
Loser.
Hey, lesbo.
Did I say lesbo?
Dog face.
panty stain. Are you aware that I am rubber and you are glue, and everything that you say to me bounces off of me and sticks to you?
I'm not a slut! I'm not a slut! I'm not a slut! I'm not a slut! I'm not a slut!
Listen, I know we get roasted. You must have the capacity to accept the fact that you are, if you're going to put yourself out there and if you want to be somebody of note in culture, you're going to get roasted. Kamala Harris couldn't even show up. Instead, Kamala Harris sent this video. I think we have it. Yeah, I think we have it in full. All right. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be your nuclear cringe of the day. You got that ready? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Nuclear cringe. Here's Kamala Harris's pre-recorded video.
To set aside partisanship.
Cool. Oh, sorry.
Hey, what's going on? Who was that?
Oh, sorry, Mary Gaffigan. Mary Gaffigan. It's so nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, Mary Catherine. Right now I'm trying to record my speech for tonight's dinner.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just want to say that I'm Catholic, and tonight is one of the biggest dinners next to the Last Supper.
It is a very important dinner, and it's an important tradition that I'm so proud to be a part of.
Sometimes when I get nervous, I stick my fingers under my arms and I simmer them like that. But that's gross.
So tell me something. I'm giving a speech. Do you have some thoughts about what I might say tonight?
My feelings about what you should say tonight would be best expressed in a monologue from one of my favorite made-for-TV series.
Okay, let's hear it.
Don't you see, man? We need a woman to represent us. A woman brings more heart, more compassion. And think how smart she must be to become a top contender in a field dominated by men. It's time for a woman, bro. And with this woman, we can fly.
What series was that from?
Oh, that's from House of Dragons, now streaming on HBO Max.
Is there anything that you think that maybe I shouldn't bring up tonight?
Well, don't lie. Thou shalt not bear false witness to thy neighbor.
Indeed, especially thy neighbor's election results.
Just so you know, there will be a fact checker there tonight.
Oh, that's great. Who?
Jesus. And maybe don't say anything negative about Catholics.
I would never do that, no matter where I was. That would be like criticizing Detroit in Detroit.
Does it bother you that Trump guy insults you all the time? Because it really bothers my friends and me.
Oh, Mary Catherine, it's very important to always remember you should never let anyone tell you who you are. You tell them who you are.
Haters gonna hate, hate, hate. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off. Good for you, Mary Catherine.
Oh, yeah, okay. And also remember one more thing. Don't worry if you make a mistake, because Catholic people are very forgiving. Yeah, and also, one last thing I want to tell you, don't forget to say, superstar!
Thank you, Mary Catherine.
Thank you, Kamala.
Thank you. Your Eminence and distinguished guests, the Al Smith dinner provides a rare opportunity to set aside partisanship and come together to do some good by supporting the tremendous charitable work of the Catholic Church. The Church cares for the sick and feeds the hungry, supports families with housing and education, and in times of disaster provides not only essential supplies, but also, and so importantly, a sense of hope.
What was that? All right. I have a take on this. My take on this is the same as my take with Kamala Harris going on Fox News. The Democrat Party is no longer the party of reality. It is a party that cannot breathe oxygen existing on this planet. They live inside of a hermetically sealed, like, space station where you can't even, where like the isobaric chambers are so tight that molecules can't get out into space. The core problem of owning the institutions of media and Hollywood, the rotted and diseased music industry and corporate entertainment industry, is that you can insulate yourself from reality if you try hard enough. And Kamala Harris has insulated herself so tightly inside of such a tightly wound bubble of feedback loops that are not associated with, like, I don't know anybody who drives a pickup truck. That used to be a great question. Do you know anybody who drives a pickup truck? Do you think anybody on Kamala Harris' staff knows anyone who drives a pickup truck? Do you think they've ever met anybody with a Trump sticker on the back of their car? This is a campaign, and it's dangerous, totally disconnected from the world that hates them. And it's going to be an incredible November because we're going to have an opportunity to see once again the horrors of reality hitting these people. Remember when they all sobbed with Hillary? Remember all the crying with Hillary? Do you remember all the tears? We've been trying to prepare you for the salt. You know all the salt that rained down on election night. You're going to have it again. It's going to be far worse because these people have mental illnesses. They are not living in the real world. Kamala Harris's team thought that was good. They were proud of it. They live in an isobaric chamber where not even oxygen that a Trump supporter breathes can get in. Totally and completely disconnected. Donald Trump's out there ham-boning, making jokes about himself, making jokes about getting shot at, making jokes about Kamala Harris. The reactions to that video, by the way, it'd be funny to play you the reaction for Trump, but what's way better is the comedian on stage named Jim Gaffigan. I'm no Jim Gaffigan fan, right? I'm agnostic on Jim Gaffigan. He is an A-list comedian. He has Netflix specials. He's been around for a while. He's been featured in movies, and he's a favorite of Hollywood. He hosts the Emmys. He hosts the Oscars. Here's Jim Gaffigan's real-time reaction to that Kamala Harris video. The problem is that Kamala Harris doesn't live in reality, and none of her campaign lives in reality, or they're too scared of her to tell her reality, right? This sucks. This is cringe. You suck. No one likes you. That's what Kamala Harris should hear. And she's finally hearing it from guys like Jim Gaffigan, of all people, A-list comedian. Here we go. Here's his reaction to the Kamala video.
You know, this event has been referred to as the Catholic Met Gala. 22% of Americans identify as Catholic. Catholics will be a key demographic in every battleground state. I'm sorry, why is Vice President Harris not here? I mean, consider this. This is a room full of Catholics and Jews in New York City. This is a layup for the Democratic nominee. I mean, in her defense, she did find time to appear on The View, Howard Stern, Colbert, and the longtime staple of campaigning, the Call Her Daddy podcast.
You ever heard a Democrat candidate actually getting it like that? All the magic cards that they've played with Kamala Harris. You're not allowed to make fun of her. You're not allowed to criticize her. They've all gone out the window, and it happened last night. There was an energy change last night. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jim Gaffigan's open. Here, long awaited, is Jim Gaffigan's response to the Kamala Harris cringe video. That again, her team released it. You didn't have to release that video. You could have just seen the end result, like our chat did. I was watching the chat. You could have just not released it. Right? Like anybody grounded in reality, sometimes there are products that just don't work for us and we have to go back into the edits. Okay? Anybody who has we have a sense of what our audience wants. And so we're not going to release something that we think is garbage or trash or embarrassing or cringe. Nobody stopped them from releasing that. Nobody said, no, don't do this. It's all, yeah, Molly Shanahan, we know she's a celebrity, and we like maybe on paper this worked. The end result is really bad. Nobody stopped them. The reaction for the crowd in real time is perfect. Here we go.
May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
I don't even know what that noise you're making is. So I don't know. As I watched that, I couldn't help but think of, now I know how my kids felt when I FaceTimed into a piano recital they were at.
He's like, okay, how much worse can it get for Kamala, right? Can't get any worse. Trump's roasting her. Trump's roasting Schumer to his face. Trump's obviously going after Kamala and her intelligence. It can get worse. It gets much worse, actually. The single worst line of the night was for Kamala Harris was Jim Gaffigan saying the unsayable, something that you've heard on this program many times over, but something that you've never heard from a mouthpiece of the corporate entertainment industry. Something that I am, as much as I loved Donald Trump's performance last night, and we have more Trump clips for you, no single criticism of Kamala Harris was worse than this. This is the single worst thing you can possibly say. This is the unsayable. This is the Voldemort for the Democrat Party. Jim Gaffigan saying, actually, the insurrectionist is Kamala Harris. Actually, the insurrectionist, the coup, was staged by Kamala. They're the ones saying that they're fighting for the defense of democracy. Look what they did to Biden. I can't believe he did this. Watch.
The Democrats have been telling us Trump's re-election is a threat to democracy. In fact, they were so concerned of this threat, they staged a coup, ousted their democratically elected incumbent, and installed Kamala Harris. In other words, all her dreams have come true. Really? It really makes you consider the power of prayer, right, Cardinal? Sometimes prayers take 3.5 years and a George Clooney op-ed. Yeah.
I can't believe they did it. I can't believe he called Kamala an insurrectionist. This guy hosts the Emmys. This guy hosts the Oscars. This is a A-list comedian. He's in Hollywood movies, and he's saying, Kamala, the insurrectionist! I can't believe it. It's true. The collapse. Final Gaffigan line that was really good, and I encourage you to watch the whole thing. It's just really wonderful. Is he goes after Joe Biden, saying, the DNC made sure Joe Biden couldn't be here tonight. Nice little tie-in to the last joke. Go.
Catholic president, right? After JFK, President Biden couldn't be here tonight. The DNC made sure of that. Oh.